Once upon a time, in a cozy little house nestled at the end of a winding lane, lived a bright-eyed girl named Emmy. Emmy was a curious child, always eager to learn new things, but there was one task that she found particularly daunting: brushing her teeth. Emmy's mom, Mrs. Green, noticed her daughter's reluctance and decided it was time for a lesson. One sunny morning, as they stood in the bathroom together, Mrs. Green smiled warmly at Emmy. "Emmy, darling, today we're going to learn how to brush your teeth properly," she said, her voice gentle and reassuring. Emmy gazed up at her mother with wide eyes, a mixture of curiosity and apprehension flickering across her face. "But why do I need to brush my teeth, Mom?" Emmy asked, her voice tinged with curiosity. Mrs. Green chuckled softly. "Well, brushing your teeth keeps them clean and healthy, just like how you wash your hands to keep them clean. It helps to prevent cavities and keeps your smile bright and beautiful." Emmy nodded, understanding dawning on her face. "Okay, Mom, I want to learn." Mrs. Green beamed with pride. She picked up Emmy's toothbrush and squeezed a small dab of toothpaste onto it. "First, Emmy, you need to wet your toothbrush," she instructed, demonstrating as she spoke. Emmy mimicked her mother's actions, carefully wetting the bristles of her toothbrush under the tap. "Next, put a pea-sized amount of toothpaste on your brush, like this," Mrs. Green continued, guiding Emmy's hand as she squeezed the toothpaste onto the brush. Emmy giggled as the toothpaste squiggled out, resembling a tiny, minty caterpillar. "Now, it's time to brush your teeth," Mrs. Green said, handing the toothbrush back to Emmy. Emmy watched her mother's movements closely as Mrs. Green demonstrated the proper technique. With small, circular motions, Mrs. Green brushed each tooth carefully, making sure to reach every corner of her mouth. "Your turn, Emmy," Mrs. Green said, encouragingly. Emmy took a deep breath, her tiny hand clutching the toothbrush tightly. With determination in her eyes, she began to brush her teeth, mimicking her mother's motions as best as she could. At first, Emmy's strokes were a bit clumsy, but with her mother's patient guidance, she soon got the hang of it. Together, they brushed their teeth, side by side, until each tooth sparkled and gleamed. As Emmy finished brushing, Mrs. Green smiled proudly. "You did a wonderful job, sweetheart," she said, wrapping her arms around her daughter in a warm hug. Emmy beamed up at her mother, a sense of accomplishment swelling in her chest. From that day forward, she tackled her daily brushing routine with newfound confidence, knowing that she had her mom by her side to guide her every step of the way. And as she flashed her bright, healthy smile, Emmy knew that she owed it all to the patient teachings of her loving mother.